Hey everybody, I'm PJ from Princess Craft RV. Today I'm going to show you around one of the Scout campers we have here in our showroom. Now, Scout makes pop-ups and they make hard-side truck campers. And you know what? A Scout isn't for everyone. It is more of an off-road, off-grid, minimalist style camper. But wow, you might be surprised what's packed into this. The Yoho weighs 991 pounds. Not much, right? And this camper is designed to fit in what they call a mid-size truck. For me, it's a small truck, but mid-size truck means a Ranger or possibly a Tacoma, one of the smaller truck beds. And if you're not familiar with Scout, you might be really surprised what they can include in this camper. All right, I'm gonna start on the inside, so let's go on in and take a look. You know, as I mentioned, this is an off-grid, off-road camper. And so if you're looking for pure luxury, this probably isn't it. But if you're looking for a whole lot of comfort in a minimalist camper, I am really impressed with what the Scout has to offer. We're going to start with something obvious, which is the seating, the cushions, the fabric. Yeah, if you are looking at outdoor gear, that's probably not where you start, but this feels like velvet. It's amazing and it's very cleanable. It's a very durable fabric. So to have something so soft and so cushiony, I mean, that's a great start, right? You don't want to be laying on the ground. You'll want to be in a camper and you want it to be comfortable. This is a sage green. It also comes in a canyon red and a gray tone, which is kind of standard in this camper world. But the green gives it such a warm feel. Now, when you're looking at seating here, let's start with the table that is going to move around. So you've got a nice lagoon table that'll give you all types of configurations. So if there's just two of you, you know, you can have work tables here, or, you know, maybe one of you is working and the other one is not. I don't know, it could happen, right? But you can also just raise and lower it or take it out completely. The good news is the lagoon tables can get out of your way when you don't need them. And sometimes it's just as easy as just pushing it up against the wall. These seats aren't real deep, but pretty comfortable. I'm not uncomfortable at all. Now you can't sit on the back side. That cushion is very small. Too small for me, but you can sit across from each other. This does go down into a sleeping area, so you could fit, you know, a child here. Probably not an adult, but you're taking someone with you, definitely another sleeping area here. Now, as far as sleeping areas, this is going to be a nice sized bed, but you do get the option to pull this out, lay it down, and if you're sleeping side to side, you've got a huge area for sleeping. So let me show you how that works. You just pull this out, slide it all the way out, pull the cushions out, and then you've got a nice sleeping area. When you're done, push it right back in, and you're back to having all the space you need for living during the day. It's a brilliant design, and it's something that will make a small space like this very livable for two people, and quite possibly for four. If you have some children you want to take with you, that bed just might work for you. Now, if you're trying to make this space feel a little bigger, let's talk about the two really nice size windows on both sides. They are dual pane acrylic windows, so very well insulated. And you know, you want to see all the way outside and you want as much breeze as possible. That's where these windows do the best job. So let's undo the clamps on all four sides here. And that one is open. Let's open both of these. And then as you push it out, you can hear that small click. And that gives you a stopping point for the window. So if it's raining outside, you may want to just open it a couple of inches like I have it now. But as you push out, you'll hear another click, and it can stop at that location as well. You can have it fully opened, which is super nice. And when you're ready to close it, just push it up and it releases. Easy to work with, easy to open and close, and yes, you do have a screen from the top and privacy shades from the bottom. Open this up, get all that nice air coming in from both sides, and yeah, this is a very comfortable camper, even on a really hot day. Next to the window on the rear wall is going to be the controls for the diesel heater on the outside. We'll talk all about that, but it's right here, it's accessible. There is a vent there, and that is going to take air out of the inside of the camper, so you don't want to block it. And then the heater vent on the back wall that you can direct to point up or down or over, and that is just going to blow that nice dry heat throughout the camper. Between the windows, the heater, it's going to be really comfortable when you're off the grid. All right, the kitchen is right behind me. It's modular. Let's talk about that for just a second. One of the best things about a modular kitchen, and what that means, is that the pieces are removable. It means that if something breaks or you want to upgrade it or replace it, very easy to just unclip it, take it outside. You can also use it outside or inside. And in certain situations when you're camping, you may be cooking and taking your refrigerator, your Dinette cooler, outside, because that's where your living space is. Although you get in bad weather, cold weather, or a different style of camping, everything can stay inside. So you get all the options. That's why they do that on a Scout. So right here behind me is going to be this Dinette cooler. Open it up, and you've got really a fair amount of space here. You can set this as a cooler or a freezer, depending on whatever it is you need. Most people use it as a refrigerator, of course, but very compact. You can see it's strapped down on the sides, so when you're driving, it is not going to move around. It's going to stay right where it is. When you get to where you're going, if you want that outside, very simple to do, and then you've got a nice little open shelf here. If you'd like to upgrade or use something different, just change it out. The stove is the same way. You see it's strapped down, so it's not going to move when you're traveling, but you have a nice 2-burner stove that comes with your Scout, and you have a way to plug it in when you have it outside. I'll show you that as well in just a minute, so that you have inside cooking and outside cooking available to you, all built into the camper. Now, there is a sink here to the left of it, and it is a interesting curved sink, maybe not one you've seen before in a standard truck camper, and up above it, a 5-gallon water tank. Now this Lifesaver, that's the brand tank, holds the water, and you have a sprayer, and it is a gravity feed here. So the water is not built into the camper. That makes it lightweight, and it makes you able to be much more maneuverable. Pull that out, you can fill it, you know, you can carry extra water on the outside, but that is really nice to have. Storage, let's talk about storage. Now inside, there's not a ton of storage, but there's plenty of cubicles to put the things that you need. And right underneath, you've got a space right here, which is really fairly large. It's about 12 inches tall, and it's the depth of the countertop. So you could put cooking utensils, you can put towels, you can put anything you need underneath here. Now there's some other cubbies as well. If you're looking underneath this dinette, on both sides, you will see storage underneath the larger seating on the ends. Now in the center, you've got a nice step. That step is the right height for your feet, but underneath it, storage. So you've got all of that open cubbies for storage where you can put all of the gear that you want to take with you. Now there's a little more storage right here in the front, and you've got a space underneath this seat right here that'll give you a little bit of storage, and you'll also notice that there's 2 110 plugs there. Because this is a 12-volt camper, of course, like almost every camper is, but if you wanted to add a 500-watt inverter, that is an option. And that's going to power the 2 plugs right there. Underneath, a porta potty. So yeah, it's a porta potty, but it's very easy to use. It has its own space, and you just slide it in, slide it right out when you need it. If you are the type that likes to set up a tent outside for that, very simple. But one of the things they have done to make this Scout so comfortable is everything has a place. And I love having a nice little cubby right there, no cabinet doors to worry about. It just stays put, out of the way until you need it. Now to the left of that is all of the power controls. At the top you'll see a Victron battery monitor, and that is of course going to tell you how much battery power you have left. And underneath you've got the USB port and the USB-C right here in a nice covered space. And below, of course, that's going to be all of the fuses for the pieces on the camper. So very easy to get to. This nice power center right here, and underneath the carbon monoxide LP detector. That's going to be the safety piece here. You'll find it in all the campers these days because, of course, that LP is going to drop down. And the only thing that you have LP for is going to be your stove. The heater, well, it's diesel. We'll talk about that on the outside. So down here, you've got that monitor. I mean, just look how nicely done this is. No raw edges, everything is smooth, easy access to whatever you're storing in here. In the cubby on the left, you'll see a panel on the base of it. Now it's got a little bit of a hole in it where you can put your finger, lift this up, and you'll see that's the lithium battery. This has a 137 amp hour lithium battery. It is heated, so don't worry about getting in that cold weather. It is still gonna charge. Now, while I'm sitting down here near the floor, let's talk about this mat. This is a marine grade mat, very easy to clean. I know the woven part is deceiving, but it cleans beautifully without minimal effort. And the best part is, it gets a little dirty when you're camping. You can shake it out, you can hose it off, do whatever you need to do, clean up in here, put it right back in. You know, we're hoping that you take this truck camper out to have all kinds of great adventures, and we don't want you worrying about tracking in dirt or mud. It all cleans up just fine. And now we're going to go from the floor up to the ceiling because there's more to see right above me. You've got the power fan right up here, a nice 3-speed. Open these windows and you're going to get all kinds of breeze coming through here. That's going to be really comfortable in the hot weather. And the lighting, I like to point out the lighting in here because they've done a great job. You've got 3 LED strips, one in the center and then one on each side, and they're touch strips. So you just touch them and they go on and off. But you can also dim them. You push on the little button and it's going to dim those lights, and you can see that is going to change the tone of the lighting in here. So you can soften it up. As I always mention, when you get out in a really dark location, these lights feel very bright at night, so being able to dim them is really comfortable. All right, let's get a little bit more light in here. I'll bring it right back up again. So easy to do. You have your smoke detector right here on the end. That's part of the safety features that you'll find in every camper. And right behind me, that's going to be the high-key roof vent. Again, this airflow is really important, and that high-key roof vent, well, it's amazing. Let me step up here a little bit and show that to you. So this can open completely, just like the side windows. So you just pull this handle down, pull it back, and you can go up and access the roof. You can check out what's up there. I mean, you've got full access to, oh, stick your head up there. It's like this giant skylight that opens up. We can bring it back down, and you can set 2 different settings to make it partially open or just a little bit open. And so you've got that potential if you wanted the airflow. And then, of course, you've got a screen and a blackout shade. You've got 2 opening windows in the front. Now, when you are looking at airflow, you've got these 4 windows on the side, the huge high-key roof vent, and a power fan. I mean, that is a lot of airflow for a camper this size. Now you may have noticed you've got some panels up here, and these brackets are going to be for hanging storage or whatever gear you want to hang up there. It's completely optional to put the hanging storage up there, but there are some hanging bags that you can get. Great for clothing and extra gear. And you can use any type of bungees, netting, whatever style of camping works for you. So you've got 4 here, 4 on the other side, so you can equip this camper the way it works for you. So before we go outside, just take a minute to look around at the finish. So many campers that are made for off-grid are put together in such a minimalist way, they lose track of how comfortable it feels if it's designed well and finished well. So the fit and finish on this, from the trim between the walls and the roof, the colors, the wood on the table and the countertop, even the sage green, it just gives you such a comfortable feel in here. High end and, yeah, very off-grid capable. Let's go outside. Now stepping out, I want to point out that there's a switch right up here at the top on the inside, and that is for your porch light. The porch light is very bright, really lights up the outside, and right underneath is the diesel heater. One of the great things about this diesel heater is that it's going to be a very dry heat. That's how diesel burns. It's not going to be as much condensation on the inside. So when you're in a space this small, that's a really nice feature. It's very efficient with the fuel, and if this has a problem or you don't want it or you want to replace it, it simply unbolts and you bolt a new one on there. So again, the modular concept so that you can make this Scout Yoho exactly what you need. Now let me just briefly show you, open this up in here, and you'll see there's a diesel tank on the bottom. It's going to give you hours and hours and hours of heat and keep you really toasty warm. Diesel heaters are also great to have in the altitude because it isn't a spark ignition like the rest of them. So really a great feature here, this Zargus K470 diesel heater. Right down below is the propane tank. Now let me open this up. It's got a nice sturdy latch on it. And the propane tank is set up so that it can work for what's inside, or you can do any type of cooking outside, or anything else that's propane, by the way, because they have a quick connect here that you can connect to with a longer hose. You have a port right here that goes to the outside, and then hook up your stove, set it on a table over there, or maybe you have a propane fire. Anything else you want to set up out here, very easy to connect to without disconnecting your tank. So very nice feature there, nice solid snap latch. Let's take just a minute to talk about how it's made. You do have an all aluminum exoskeleton that's going to be very tough and durable, getting on those bumpy roads. But then you also have the gel coated fiberglass and composite that makes up the walls. Real solid camper, very solid build. You're not going to have problems with leaks or shaking apart, and that's always a concern with these off-grid campers. Now coming around to the side, you've got an awning, and standing here on the ground, it looks a little low, but once this is on the vehicle, it's going to be up higher and ready to give you that great shade. So unclip right here on these snaps, just re-snap that. And then it is a manual awning, but look how easy this is. You hear those clicks? That's because it has 3 different positions. You don't have to pull it all the way out. You can do it at 3 different locations depending on how much shade you need. And then you come around to the side, and you're going to be sure this piece ratchets up to tighten the fabric. Once you tighten that up, you've got great shade, and when you're ready to put it away, very simple. Give it a pull, it's going to release and slide right back into place. Just snap these back on, and it's secure. It is such a simple way to have an awning, It's, you know, it's kind of hard to believe that they can build something so useful and so easy. So, underneath you've got storage. Let me open these up for you. Open up these latches. Again, they've got the nice solid latches. You've got gas props on this to hold it open. Now, you're right. If you can't tell from the video, this is not very deep, probably about 6 inches. So it's a great place for your outside gear. It does have a lot of length, so if you have any poles or anything like that that need to be stored, I mean, you could also look at hooks, straps, however it works to keep your outside gear in here. A nice rail underneath. Again, great place to attach your extra gear that you want to go camping with, and it just gives it a really nice styling look right above your bed rail on your truck. Let's talk about the jacks, because if you're going off-road, maybe you don't want these jacks hanging down, or maybe you just want to save some weight. All good. They have pins in the top and right underneath here, so once you have this on your truck, just unpin it, slide these jacks right off, and you can leave them at home if you don't need them. Coming around the front, I want to point out the style of the nose, because they have got a really nice aerodynamic shape here, a really nice angle, and up on that angle is going to be a 190-watt solar panel. If you happen to be in a space where you want to plug in to use the shore power, the plug is right underneath here. You can see it right underneath this wing, and it's a 110 volt. So it's a standard household plug. Just carry an extension cord, plug it in, and that is going to power this camper. Now I want to go back around to the rear of the camper and show you just a few more features back there. On the far side of the door, there is a bracket up here in the top corner, and that can be for whatever gear you want to take with you. I've seen it used for extra water, rotopacks, whatever it is you need up there. And it's also got a rubber stopper so the door won't hit. Very nice to have if you don't have any gear stored up there. There's a few things under here I want to point out. So right underneath this wing, you've got a plug-in for a portable solar panel if you want to add that. And right behind that is going to be a plug that will attach straight to the plug on your truck. So again, a different way to charge your battery and power up the camper. To attach this to your truck, they've made it real simple. You basically have these nice ratchet straps, and you just pull it out. Let me get this down. And you're going to hook it to the hook that is in your truck bed already, and then just ratchet it down, and it's going to hold it nice and solid. Now, anytime you use this type of mounting system, you will get a little bit of shifting, but it works well. It's very easy to use. Remove the jacks if you'd like, and you are ready for any adventure. Every Yoho may have different options on it, so we have showed you what's on this camper, but there may be a few more that might work really well for you. So be sure to talk to your dealer about what you're looking for in your off-road camper, because chances are Scout has a solution for you. I'm PJ from Princess Craft RV. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.